guests, Congresswoman Meng, Senator Avella, who we know will be here shortly, Assemblyman Braunstein, Councilman Vallone, Sari Lato, our former principal, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to PS41 Centennial Assembly. This school year, PS41 is celebrating 100 years of service to the diverse and growing Bayside community. And for those of you in the audience who may not know, my name is Joseph Ferrara. I'm the principal of the school, and I have the great fortune of leading the school with my assistant principal, Caroline Galan, who's sitting in the front row here. So I've been a teacher at the school. I was also the assistant principal of the school and now principal. So coming to this day, I've had many years to basically build up a labor of love for this school for any number of reasons. And it's an amazing place and an incredible community, so I feel very fortunate to be here with all of you guys. Every time I think of the term Centennial, or the idea that this school existed for 100 years, I can't help to think of how many things have occurred in the world in that time, in 100 years. Like, what did the kids at this school actually see and experience that we're only reading about in history books? So, you know, in no way to undermine the significance of some of these major events, just think about this. Kids at this school were attending here when events like the World War I and World War II took place, and the Holocaust, and the Great Depression, the Vietnam War, and 9/11. So we have run the gamut of major situations that have taken place in the world, and I could just imagine what the conversation may have looked like in the lunchroom through all those years, you know. Students in this school have also witnessed incredible changes to women's rights through the years. Students in this school witnessed our first African-American baseball player, Jackie Robinson. Major moves for our country going forward. Students in this school also saw quick and major changes in culture, like in terms of fashion and music and the arts, and of course, look at how technology has evolved in 100 years. In addition to the outstanding growth that our country and the world has made in terms of medical advances, we could at least acknowledge that there was a time when if somebody said, we'll have color television one day, it was totally unthinkable for the possibility of color television. Yet here we are with probably most of the adults in this room are able to stream live television shows on their phones, you know, so you can watch your favorite show in your car or while you're waiting for a doctor's appointment. It's an incredible, amazing feat. And with that, think about the idea that we can make it from one side of this country to the other in 6 hours. The idea that we have jet planes that are able to do this, that was something that if you asked our classes in the 30s, what would it be like to get from one side of the country to the other, 6 hours would not have been the thinking process there. And I remember as a kid watching like science fiction type television shows and movies that showed all these various technological devices, and truthfully, none of them ever seemed all that far-fetched to me. It seemed like, wow, this is possible at some point. You know, with the exception of something like time travel or teleportation, right? We've seen most of these ideas that seem so kind of crazy at one point come to life with technology, and the fact is that the children that we're serving now in schools and at PS41 are the very people who are going to take us to those new places and bring us to those new technologies that we haven't thought of yet. They're churning ideas right now that we're going to use in our lives. They're the folks that are going to create the things that will save lives one day. So investments in things like science and technology are critical. So we're fortunate to have many esteemed guests here today who have been significant partners with PS41 in helping us move forward to meet those types of growing demands for technology. Things like greater access, newer technology to replace old or broken items, new electrical work for the building to meet modern requirements, and more. In fact, one example of technology in use today in this building is That big screen television that you saw when you first walked in is actually running a live Twitter feed of this right now. And there are these flyers that are hanging around with all these various hashtags, and you can, right now, make comments and take pictures, and it will go live to that screen, and anybody who goes to these can see that. So if you were to take a picture and put it on Twitter, hashtag PS41Q Centennial, it shows up right there, and it's a way to engage maybe even the part of the community that wasn't possibly able to be here today, or former students of the school that are living elsewhere, right? So, in addition to all of these partners, we enjoy an incredible level of support and camaraderie from the parents in this school and the teachers and the staff. And as you can imagine, an event like this involved many different folks coming together with so many different moving parts all happening at the same time. This event took at least a year to plan, and it completely would not be possible without parent support. That wonderful color booklet that you got was created by a parent who no longer has children in the school, who actually came back to help us do this work. Is Margaret Foley in the audience? She's in the back right there. This is her baby. Thank you. Later on, you'll see a video that she put together. It's absolutely extraordinary. And again, this was a labor of love for her, so I want to really acknowledge the work that was done there. She was also instrumental in helping us put together this really awesome gallery that's downstairs that I hope you'll all have a chance to come see, where we collected memorabilia from many, many years of the school. Things like, we have autograph albums from the 30s and report cards from the 40s, and just a lot of fun stuff that maybe you've never even thought about or can only imagine. So that's all on display downstairs. And that was something that was being set up last night. I think I was on the phone with Mary at about 10 o'clock, Mary Bowe, my parent coordinator, at 10 o'clock last night, and she was still here with parents at that time doing this. And the parents are doing this voluntarily, and she's here, you know, out of the goodness of her heart to stay that late. So I cannot say enough good. We're also very appreciative of the Bayside Historical Society and Denise Johnson for helping to connect us with so many different things to help us today, from some of the display cases to the period wear that you'll see with some of the children wearing. Denise was also a part of the planning committee. She came to all the meetings, had a lot of great stuff to say, a lot of great ideas, and this would not have happened without her involvement as well. So thank you, Denise. So this event is actually a two-part event. This is the assembly part of the event, and then tomorrow we're having a whole second event that's essentially a party for the school, a very literal party that's an outdoor event, an indoor event. We'll have tours of the school, we'll have some inflatables, we'll have food. It'll be a very fun day, and that was a huge, huge undertaking to put that together, and I know it's going to be extraordinary, but that was not me who put that together. That was Kathy Cipoletti who was chairing that. Where's Kathy? None of the parents, none of them work alone in doing this work. So they're always putting together teams of people and gathering parents to help them. And it's like there's this whole machine happening behind the scenes, and then it leads to a wonderful day like this. And I just feel so fortunate when I could think about the parents that just give everything, and Mary Bowe for navigating those challenging, being that point person for everything. And it's just, I really thank you, Mary. Thanks so much. With all of that said, this morning we have an incredible program planned for all of you. It includes words from our honored guests. Again, thank you so much for all of you being here. We have performances from students. We also have a special video. It is truly my great honor to share this day with you, and happy birthday, PS41. So it is with great enthusiasm that I welcome our first speaker, the Honorable Congresswoman Grace Smith.